This is undeniable proof that I made $1 million using one single sales funnel. And the best part is I made that $1 million in less than 24 hours. This video is going to walk you through not a soppy backstory about how I got my ClickFunnels award and how hard this journey has been, blah, 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 stuff that you guys don't care about. No, what I'm actually going to do is hop into my computer screen and walk through the exact sales funnel that I used to make this $1 million and show you how I built out the sales funnel to turn total strangers into paying customers. If you're new to the channel, welcome. My name is Ravi Abuvala, founder of Scaling with Systems, where we build profitable client acquisition systems for our clients. And I got that 2 Comma Club award from ClickFunnels because in 2021, I hosted an event, and at that event, I made an offer and I sold 20 people in at a $50,000 price point. And the way that I was able to bring 220 people to the event, some of them who had never heard of me before, was through a sales funnel. Now, this video is not going to be defining what a sales funnel is. On the highest level, a sales funnel is just a mechanism online, essentially a website that turns total strangers into people that know, like, and trust you and probably are going to show up to an event, show up to a call or buy something from you. And so what this sales funnel did that I created was it turned total strangers into people that were willing to fly down to Miami, Florida for a 3-day all-intensive event that I hosted that was absolutely incredible. Show some B-roll on the screen right now. And we're hosting another one of them this year that's going to be even bigger than that event. Now, a few things you should know before I dive into my screen here and actually start showing you how I built this funnel out and the different mechanisms of them. So, important things for you to know: the offer that I sold was $50,000. I sold 20 people in at $50,000. I sold 20 out of the 240 people that came to the event, and I sold all of those 240 people on coming to the event using the sales funnel I'm going to break down for you right now. Okay, so now you should be seeing my iPad on the screen right now. I'm going to walk you through what the sales funnel looks like so you can potentially build this for yourself, whether you're hosting an event or you're running a sales funnel for your own product or service. Obviously, you can see at the top here, we have our company logo. Now, typically, I do not recommend putting your name or brand name on the top of the funnel because, with all due respect, a lot of people don't really care about your company, and that might hurt a lot of your feelings. But if you look at the majority of our other sales funnels, and maybe we'll throw one up on the screen right now, you can see we typically don't even put our logo at all at the very top of it. Instead, it's typically a transformation that we're selling to that person. Now, that being said, our brand is growing, Scaling with Systems is, and because of it, it has enough of a brand authority that if we put it on there, people will understand what that is when they visit the website. Not everybody, and we're still a very baby company, but the idea behind it is that has authority in itself. Obviously, we're showing inside of it, it says live there, so they understand that it's probably an event. First thing that we always do is we make a call to action above the folds, meaning that's but when someone lands on that page, before they scroll their mouse whatsoever, we actually have a call to action button where they can book or buy a ticket, whatever you're trying to get them to do, right there. A lot of times I see people put their call to action, their buttons at the very bottom of their sales pages. And in reality, if I sent this funnel to an entire email list of my previous customers or people that know, like, and trust me, a lot of them will just see the first 3 words, see that it's in Miami from May 12th to May 15th, and then they will click the button right there and they will purchase a ticket right away. Obviously, right underneath it, we have to put this little, we're going to be compliant with certain health and safety guidelines. That's because of the world that we live in right now, and I wanted people to feel safe as they're looking at the rest of the funnel. Now, this is technically the funnel you're looking at right now is the funnel that we created for this event this year, which, by the way, you can get discounted tickets in the description down below. So that's why you can see some of the things say like 2022 on it, but we had pretty much the exact same funnel last year. I just changed it for the content this year. So I love using video on sales funnels. If you guys don't have videos, and definitely not videos above the fold, I really recommend you adding them on a sales funnel. We live in an incredible time where you can shoot something like this in 20-30 minutes, and people who had never met me before can see that I'm authentic, and they can see that I'm genuine, and they can decide just from the video itself, I'd like to listen to this person a little bit more or learn a little bit more about this person. You can use things on video you can never use in words, such as like tonality, and they can see the pitch of my voice and the confidence in how I'm sounding, right? I put inside of here the 2 hosts we have, which is myself and my chief operating officer. Obviously, once again, almost immediately we make it so they can get their ticket right here. Now, this is something that I love to do whenever you're using let's say ClickFunnels or a sales funnel, and you are making it so that someone can buy right there on that funnel. I like to have a two-step funnel always. And I see people not doing this a lot, and I think it's a mistake, where they have it so that the whole checkout page is right there and they have to put their credit card info in. But if you notice here, nowhere do I say the price. Right here, I say there's limited spots available and 82% of the tickets sold, but nowhere here do I say the price. So I'm trying to sell this person on, are they even interested enough to potentially buy a ticket? At which point they'd put their full name, email, phone number. And then on the next page, it would show them. So this would just switch to the step 2, which is the checkout. It would actually show them the price. And the reason I have that there is that in case that person puts in their full name, email, and phone number and they don't buy, we actually have an automation go out to our appointment setter team to pick up the phone and dial that person and try to convince them to purchase a ticket or figure out why they didn't purchase a ticket so that we can adjust our sales funnel and our pricing accordingly. Now we get into what everyone typically knows as the features and benefits right here. So I'm just going to type in features, but these are going to be what we're trying to tell them that they're going to get it whenever they come to the event. And a lot of times people create features, and especially technical founders, they'll create features that are like, we're so great, we're amazing, this is so fast, this is so speedy, especially when it comes to SaaS products. When in reality, you have to create features tying them to benefits. There's a great book you should check out, which is The Ultimate Sales Letter by Dan Kennedy, and he talks about how to tie features to benefits. So what are they going to get by having this feature? So I'm going to walk you through a few things that I know from my marketplace because I've had over 2,100 clients and I've done this. This is going to be our 3rd event this year. Meet and greet with 6, 7, 8, and 9-figure entrepreneurs. So that is like maybe the feature. And then I say, they're all there looking to learn and looking to buy. That's the benefit. You're going to be there to network with people. You're going to be there people looking to learn, and you might even find some customers. Second thing I say is get a roadmap of what the most successful companies are doing today to increase their revenue, profitability, and remove complexity. We've spent well over $250,000 in the past 24 months on coaching and consulting. And what that also lets them know is that, once again, we know what we're talking about because we've invested in stuff in the past. And the feature is you can get a roadmap, and the benefit is you'll know exactly what we've learned in the past 24 months and spending $250,000 on coaching and consulting on what the best things you should do in order to scale your company are. If we switch the page over here, this is going to be the bottom of the order form. So a few things that I always like to have my order forms. You can see right here a bunch of different, Visa, MasterCard, American Express, Discover, Stripe, Secure. So that gives them confidence in purchase. I also put all ticket sales are final because one of the issues we've had in the past is people buying tickets and then a week before, 2 weeks before, they want a refund. And we sell a bunch of low ticket digital products online, and that's okay to offer refunds for digital products. But when it's an in-person event, I'm having to get caterers and tables and event space. And so there's a lot of hard costs associated with this. For this event that I made the $1 million at, I actually spent around $250,000 in event costs. So that, it's about $1,000, $1,500 per person that we're spending. So if they get a refund a few days before, I'm not going to see that money again. I said if tickets are sold out, because we sell it pretty quickly, email our support. And then also it goes into secure processing. Now, I'm not going to break down every single one of these features and benefits here, but I just want you to take a look at some of them. Watch as we break down our hiring process for finding, qualifying, interviewing, training, and placing over 2,000 employees in the last 24 months. We will share our data dashboards that we've leveraged to battle test thousands of different client acquisition channels, including low tickets, call funnels, YouTube ads, Facebook ads, et cetera, et cetera. So I'm breaking down pretty much every single thing that I know this person wants to learn, I'm putting inside of the sales funnel. So at least one, if not all of these things, are the things that my target clientele is going to want to learn when they go to events. Now, the big issue that people are going to have if they've never met me before is that they think that there's risk involved. What if I buy a ticket to this and this event sucks? What if I buy a ticket and this guy just sells me something the entire time? What if everything that he promised and these features and benefits aren't there? Which is why on every single one of our offers, we have this I don't deserve your money guarantee. And I put it in big, bold letters right underneath the features and benefits because they're like, wow, this looks really good. But the first thing they're thinking in their mind is, but this might not be for me, right? There may be a scam involved in here. There may be risk involved in that, which is why I say, hey, here's our I don't deserve our money guarantee, which is pretty much saying, I 100% guarantee that if you come to our mastermind, you'll absolutely love scaling with Systems Live, or we'll return your entire ticket price and you get to keep all the connections and knowledge you gained. So this is what is known as a risk reversal on a sales funnel. This person's worried about there's risk involved, and I'm saying, hey, if you come to the event and you don't think it's one of the best events you've ever been to, we'll refund you the entire price and you get to keep all of the benefits, all of the connections, all the knowledge that you learned at the events. And it's a 30-day money-back guarantee, and we give them a little bit more information right here where we go into a larger description. Once again, another call to action. We go back to having calls to action at the very top, and then you'll notice that we have calls to action trickled across the entire sales funnel. So we actually have calls to action at like pretty much at every stage that we do a different piece of information, because that additional piece of information could be the final thing that converts that person into just a looky-loo into somebody who's actually going to buy your product or service. Now, if I ended the funnel right here, it probably still would have converted really well, right? So if I go back to the page above this, you know, we have the company name, we have the dates, we have information, we say we have 82% sold out, so we have scarcity, we talk about the transformation, you'll be one of 200 people to attend, we show them last year's event, which was awesome, you show your hosts, they're able to purchase, we talk about what they'll be able to get, we give them a risk reversal. So a lot of times that's going to be enough to convert people, and you could end the sales funnel right there. But me personally, and this is a question I get all the time from my clients, is like, how much is too much information? Are these people really going to read all of this? What I always say is this: a lot of people won't, and they'll just buy right off of the video or right off of the few lines of text that you put underneath it. But you only really get one shot when someone's a total stranger coming in from paid ads, they saw a billboard, whatever else it is, to your sales funnel in order to convince that person that you are the real deal and they should buy your stuff. So why not give them more information for the people that want more information? You may not be somebody who wants more information, but I know because of certain softwares we have like Hotjar, where we can view how many people are looking at our page and what areas they scroll down to, that there is like 5 or 10% of people that are willing to scroll down all the way to the bottom and read every single piece of information. So we also talk about, here's a mere fraction of the gold you'll be getting at our event. I love using images whenever possible. I do a little bit of handwriting. So this want us to build a cash machine inside your business. I wrote that out in the sales funnel, and then boom, feature benefit, feature benefit, feature benefit, feature benefit. Our 1,000 character script we used to generate a disgusting amount of money for our new company. You know, feature benefit. As you can see, look at all these things that I'm talking about. We're going to give them at the event if they show up. All the things you're going to learn. Once again, social proof is going to be up here. There's going to be more social proof on the bottom here. Then, as per usual, any good sales letter has to have a bonus. So I talk about, hey, we're going to have at the event, we're going to have breakout sessions because we're going to have 20 plus team members there. They're going to be sit down and build out your business with you. Another call to action right there as well. And now they're thinking, God, I got the risk reversal. I got everything that's going to be added. I see these guys are legitimate. I've watched the video. I've seen the previous event. And so now I want to pepper them with what's known as social proof. Okay. So now I'm showing them, hey, here are other people who have come to the event and here are their experiences. And we make sure that whatever offer that we create, whatever business we're running, we take time to get really high quality testimonials. So you can see these testimonials were captured at the event itself. So we had our team pull people aside and shoot a video testimonial of the people there and ask them what their event was. And you can say, you know, I can't say enough great things about Ravi and his team. It was incredible to be around so many successful entrepreneurs. David said this was much more behind the scenes than any other event I've ever been to. And one of the big recommendations I have for you guys, that if you're putting testimonials on whatever sales page you're doing, don't just have just pages and pages and pages of video testimonials. That I don't think that has that much of an impact as much as you think it would. Instead, what I recommend doing is you put whatever the best little clip, the best thing that they said, as text above it. So what happens is you're saying, hey, you don't have to watch this whole video. Here's the best thing that Nick said about the event. And then you can put the full video testimonial once again for somebody that wants to consume it. You know, calls to action right here, and then more testimonials. Like we're at 6 testimonials, 7, 8 testimonials, another call to action. So we're really challenging any of their beliefs that this person's not legitimate. More testimonials. Within literally 60 days of the mastermind, we doubled our revenue. 4 months later, we tripled our revenue. Can't wait to go to the next one, right? So there's another video testimonial, call to action. And then guess what's underneath that? More case studies and social proof. So these are all screenshots of people that are talking about they bought tickets to the event and they absolutely loved it. Okay, so you have to put this much social proof if you guys have it, because it's so hard for someone to be like, this guy's not legit or this, because now they have risk reversal, they have the money back guarantee, and they have all of these case studies and social proof on here. So why would you not say yes at this point? Keep on going down here. I even wrote this. Check out some of these texts from some 8-figure business owners. More social proof, more social proof, more social proof, call to action. And then I say, and that's not even including the thousands of case studies from our other happy clients. So this award that I got was one of the awards that I've gotten from ClickFunnels. The original other award that I got was for my business, Scaling with Systems, where we build profitable client acquisition systems. And we've made millions and millions and millions of dollars there. And then we held an event called Scaling with Systems Live. So it's another offer. And that's what we're getting people to. So I'm saying, hey, not only is all the events we host, not only are those kick ass, but actually if you look here and I have a little GIF that scrolls down, and I show them all of the case studies that we have of our 2,100 other clients. Okay, so once again, recapping, we got social proof, we have risk reversal, we have all the features and benefits they want. We show them that we've done it before, we show them what the last event looked like, we give them a little bit of scarcity, we give them multiple calls to action. Next thing we add on here is some more kind of features and benefits. So I talk about location. So one of the coolest things about the event, and if you, Sahil, want to show it on the screen real quick, is that this year, or last year, and again this year, we hosted it in one of the most premier venue spots in Miami, which is actually on top of a parking garage in South Beach. And it is full 360 open air, absolutely beautiful. You can see the ocean, there's greenery everywhere, and we had like 220 people there. Nobody felt crowded. And so one of the things is that's a major feature and benefit of coming to the event. And other people that have hosted events there are Drake, Chris Brown, Victoria's Secret, Maserati, LeBron James, and of course Ravi, Abuvala. So I use a little bit of copywriting technique in there called association, which means that they're thinking, wow, if Drake, Chris Brown, Victoria's Secret, Maserati, and LeBron James hosted events here, and I know at least one of those people, then this must be a pretty awesome event spot. And then I have photos of, as you can see here, there's Victoria's Secret, there's Chris Brown and Drake doing their music video there as well. Once again, another call to action. This is something that we started adding to our funnels a little bit ago, which I actually really enjoy, which is a little bit of a sneak peek. So I say on here, cut the bullshit and show me some goddamn clips for free so I know what I'm getting here. So at this point, if these people are not sold, they are stubborn as all get out. They're thinking, all right, these people are fake, or maybe I should do this. I don't know. It's a big commitment. And so I'm saying, look, why don't you actually watch a video directly from Scaling with Systems Live last year, and you can see how incredibly valuable this information is. And if you learned at least one new thing from that short 10-minute clip, imagine if you spent 3 days with us in Miami. And once again, a call to action underneath that. Then I have a final part in the bottom here that says, here's a recap of the first event that we threw. And actually, this is the first event that we threw 2 years ago in San Diego, California. We sold out to that and had an absolute blast. You can see I'm in a Santa costume right here, which I think is pretty funny. But that's another way that I'm kind of showing social proof, and I'm building authority, and I'm relating to them a little bit where I'm saying like, hey, look, I've been doing this for 3 years now. It's not like I'm Grant Cardone and Gary Vee and I'm this big and huge name person. These are intimate events. We're not doing pitches the entire events. It's actually a lot of value, and we have a lot of fun while we're doing it. And I show them a YouTube video where we do that. And then a big part that I love adding into sales funnels, which is FAQs. So at the very bottom, maybe they have questions. And so this is like who this is for, how is this different from other masterminds? So these are all questions that people are having in their head. Do you have success stories of previous attendees? Is this event really protected by a 30-day, no questions asked, money back guarantee? So I am answering all these questions. I click any of those boxes and I go in depth answering every single one of those. So the nice thing about sales pages online and why I build them for my clients is because you have unlimited amount of space. I could have added 15 more pages on here if I wanted to. So you have an unlimited amount of space. So you might as well use that to cater to every single objection, every single care, every single worry, every single desire, every single pain point that your target market has. And you handle that on the sales page. So there's no reason why they would say no. And this is why we were able to turn strangers into people that showed up for a 3-day event. And then at the event, it was how we were able to turn 20 of those people into $1 million for our company. And finally, you can see a call to action right there. I think that's the last of the page. Okay. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, a breakdown of the exact funnel that we use in order to bring 220 pretty much strangers to a 3-day absolutely epic event in Miami. And then I have another video, which I'll put in the description down below and I'll throw on the screen here in a moment, that you can see how I converted those people into purchasers of the $50,000 offer that I have. Now, if you are a little bit remotely interested in what this sales page looks like live and potentially even coming to the event that we're hosting this year, which is going to be in May, or if you're watching this after May, you can potentially get access to our event next year that we're having as well. Click the link in the description down below and get access to your tickets while they're still on discount right now. Finally, if you got value out of the video, please be sure to smash the like button, hit subscribe, comment down below any additional questions you have around this, and be sure to check out that additional video I talked about here on how we actually close those people at the event into the $1 million. Thank you guys for your time.